I also needed to understand how to transfer my skill set, both the hard skills and the soft skills. I needed to understand how do I translate this in a way that is going to match what the US market looks like. And holistically, I also, she walked me through the journey of how do I improve in terms of the skills that I already have? Because yes, I have my skills, I can transfer them, but how do I improve?
Hi, I'm Anna Anderson, CEO and founder of the Women in Project Management Network. I'm a project manager by profession, a career coach, a PMP trainer, and a LinkedIn learning instructor. But more importantly, I'm someone who's been in your shoes. Not too long ago, I was filled with doubt, stepping out of my comfort zone and navigating rejection after rejection. It wasn't an easy journey, but through perseverance, hard work, and lessons learned, I finally found my yes. That moment changed everything, not just for me, but for the many people I've since had the privilege to help. I've seen how lives transform when you have the right tools, when you have the right support and encouragement to pursue those six-figure project management roles. On the Project Management Connect show, here I share inspiring stories from project managers who've gone through aspiring to hired. I also bring in industry experts, recruiters, and hiring managers to show us how it's done. Together, we'll explore practical strategies and actionable tips to help you on your journey. So whether you're just starting out, transitioning into project management, or looking to elevate your project management career, this podcast is for you. If project management feels like your calling, or if you're just exploring, it's time to dive in. So let's get started, fellow project manager. Your journey begins here. Hi everyone, today we have Edna with us. Edna is an amazing project manager. She's also an OG of the Women in Project Management Network. And today she's here to speak with us about her journey into project management. Hi Edna, how are you doing today?
Hi, Anna. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you're here with me today. Do you want to quickly introduce yourself to the listeners?
Yes. So my name is Edna Otieno. I'm a project manager, and I've been a project manager for over 7 years. I've worked in different industries. I've worked for non-governmental organizations. I've also worked for government and also for corporations. Specifically, right now, I'm working for an IT company.
Awesome, awesome. So speaking of project management, what inspired you to pursue a career in it?
So, number one, when it comes to my personality, I'm drawn to problem solving. That is just one of the things that I like to do. I'm also a team player, and I'm someone who is always wanting to be challenged. I don't like to be in one space for a long time. I always want to keep on finding other things that I can do, other things that I can be part of. And so, because of this personality that I have, I felt that being part of project management environment would really help me achieve that. I started my career when I was in Kenya as a finance person in projects, and then as I continued working in that type of an environment, I had an opportunity to meet different stakeholders, work with different stakeholders. I was able to meet different team members and interact with them and learn on a day-to-day basis how we deliver our work. And this, with time, I was able to immerse myself into project management work and also be able to see exactly how I can apply some of the skill set that I have to uh, be great at my job, and just understanding how the career path looked like. I was like, you know what, this is something that I can do. And that's what really motivated me to transition into project manager role.
That's awesome. Problem solving, communication, leadership, those are great skills because a lot of us, we underestimate the skills that we already have right now, and we already have them. So those are good things that made you help you transition. So what challenges were you facing though before that motivated you and you're like, you know what, I want to take a step into project management?
So, one of the biggest challenges that I faced, I was just struggling in terms of, okay, I'm in project environment, but what exactly can I do? That was, there were different positions in actually it was programs and projects.
Mhm.
There are different positions in there, and I
Mhm.
couldn't really point out exactly what I needed. There were
Mhm.
program specialists, there were program managers, there were um, program directors. There were different roles within that environment that I was working in,
Mhm.
and so it wasn't really clear what I wanted to do. I also didn't know exactly. I was still young, so I hadn't really matured in terms of my leadership skills. I was
Mhm.
still in the path of getting there. And so
Mhm.
I didn't really know how to package myself to be able to tap into those positions.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just had my experience doing my job with people around me, but didn't
Mhm.
really know exactly what to do to be able to be in that role that I wanted to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just needed to recognize that
Yeah.
there is this gap and do my research within my space
Yeah.
to understand and to come up with solutions of how to navigate these challenges. And
Yeah.
so I came up with the challenges and with solutions, and those are the solutions that help me feel more encouraged, feel more motivated to now position myself for those roles. And one of the things that I did was just to go ahead and study project
Mhm.
management.
Mhm.
I had to do my PMI uh, project PMP.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
also had to take certain certifications just to continue learning about this project manager role in detail.
Mhm.
Even though I was doing the work and I was in that environment, I really didn't have the right knowledge, all the
Mhm.
inner details of what is needed to be a successful project manager.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
also didn't have the right understanding in terms of how to manage people
Mhm.
in that capacity. So
Yeah.
those was the things that I motivated me as I kept on learning, as I kept on meeting different people and just networking. It motivated me to embrace this role, and just being part of the environment already. It
Mhm.
was clear that that is exactly what I needed to do.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking
Mhm.
of your journey, Edna, it was an exciting journey on how we met. We
Yeah.
met on an social audio app. For those of you who remember, during the pandemic, everyone was
Mhm.
on Clubhouse, at least if you remember, because sometimes I tell
Yeah.
people about Clubhouse and they're like, what is that? But
Mhm.
it's a platform that was an audio app, and people would go into specific rooms and speak about specific topics. And I
Mhm.
was always in the career rooms. And so
Yes.
that's how we ended up meeting. And tell me about a little bit about that journey.
Yeah, so as I said, I was busy trying to do my research, finding ways of how to immerse myself into project management world.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, I was able to start doing that when I was in Kenya. And then I needed to transition to the US. And
Mm-hmm.
when I was transitioning, one of the things I wanted to do is to make sure I transfer my skills and my experience into the US system and still
Mm-hmm.
continue to be a project manager. And so I went on Clubhouse, and that is where I met Anna in one of the career um, um, rooms.
Groups. Yeah,
I
yeah.
met her there and we connected instantly.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately we started the work. I was still in Kenya. I had a few weeks to travel to the US. I connected with Anna. She was able to help me understand what I need to do in terms of optimizing my LinkedIn, in terms of how to start building connections with people in the US, because all my network was just in Kenya. I
Mm-hmm.
also needed to understand how to transfer my skill set,
Mm-hmm.
both the hard skills and the soft skills. I needed to understand how do I translate this in a way that is going to match what the US market looks like. And
Mm-hmm.
holistically, I also, she walked me through the journey of how do I improve in terms of the skills that I already have. Because yes,
Mm-hmm.
I have my skills, I can transfer them, but how do I improve so that once I get to the US, it's not as much of a challenge compared to when I get to the US first.
Yeah.
So that's how I connected with Hannah, and we were able to do some of this work. And eventually, I was able to get my project manager role within 9 weeks.
Yeah. So you joined the program when you're still in Kenya. And then when you came to the US, all you had to do is to make sure your paperwork was okay.
Yes.
But then eventually, by that time, you're already connecting with people. You're already, your resume, we had done it. We had worked on your LinkedIn profile. We'd start interview prepping. And within 9 weeks, you got your first project, six-figure project manager role for that matter.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, so my first role was a project manager role, and
Mhm.
I didn't just get one offer, I got so many offers, but
I
I just
know.
ended up with one position. They came
Mhm.
all at once.
Mhm.
It was an exciting opportunity um, to be able to see myself harvest the fruits of labor, just
Mhm.
the hard work that I had put in for weeks. So I was really excited about it. And then I had to come up with a roadmap of how I was going to succeed.
Yeah.
Just because before I got the role, I also needed to come up with a roadmap of how to get the job.
Yeah.
So when I started my career, or I started my project manager job in the US, I had to strategically assess what were the gaps that I had. I also
Mhm.
had to assess what was expected of me and
Mhm.
what I really needed to do for me to be successful.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
meant I had to continuously learn because I was now transitioning from a government institution to now an IT space. I also had never done any project manager, IT related type of work
Mhm.
prior to coming to the US. So I had to learn that. I had to know exactly. Uh, w- I really needed to talk to a few people who are already
Yes.
doing this job to
Mhm.
be able to help me troubleshoot some of the issues or challenges that I was going through at the initial phases of just getting started with my career.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I leaned on people who were
Mhm.
doing the job for
Mhm.
advice and guidance on scenarios or cases where I was in a difficult situation or needed to solve a problem.
Yes.
I
Mhm.
also needed to lean more on Anna and the community who
Mhm.
I was comfortable with, and
Mhm.
some of them were already doing the job.
Mhm.
Some of them were still, they were already looking into expanding into their project manager role. So
Mhm.
I was leaning more on people that were around me in my
Yeah.
community,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I was also uh, learning. I
Mhm.
continuously kept learning. I
Yeah.
continuously went on YouTube. I went
Mhm.
on Coursera and different platforms. If there is a launch of a product, I would understand how that is going on and what needs to
Mhm.
be done. And that
Mhm.
way, I started to improve in terms of my technical skills as well.
Mhm.
So it was an exciting role to be, it was an exciting opportunity to get my first job, but it was also a point where I needed to come up with a strategy of how I was going to sustain that position.
Yeah.
And those are the things that I did. And eventually I've been on that role until now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
you had your LinkedIn profile done, you had your resume done, which are your marketing documents because they'll help you get that call from a recruiter and everything. But the
Right.
big thing that a lot of people struggle with is interviewing. How
Yes.
did you navigate the interview process, and what advice would you give to someone who's in the, situation right now?
Yeah, so interviewing was it was challenging for sure. I
Yeah.
got so many rejections initially. I also got some positive outcome. My rejections initially were overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I did was to make sure that taking note of the weaknesses. I used to record most of my interviews. So
Mm-hmm.
anytime I could be interviewed, I record it and then I listen to
Mm-hmm.
it. I could send to a few people, including Anna, to
Mm-hmm.
critique what,
Mm-hmm.
based on how I performed. So
Mm-hmm.
I used to take note of the weak areas
Mm-hmm.
as I continued to interview
Mm-hmm.
and work on those areas, improve in those areas.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that I had to do was to build relationships in the process. Even
Mm-hmm.
though I could be rejected by a recruiter, because it was really difficult to even get hold of a hiring manager. But I could, let them know, hey, should there be another position in future, please consider me for this role. So there was a lot of building relationships, not only with the recruiters, but also with people who are in LinkedIn, to be able to understand what are some of the positions that are available, so that I can be given an opportunity to do. So it was a lot of networking, a lot of building relationships. There was a lot of continuous learning based on my weak areas, and just leaning more on individuals who've done it, who are also doing it, and those who can help you.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what do you think made you stand out though?
I would say it's my drive.
Yeah.
I would say it's the drive that I had. I don't give up like that, or I'm one person who is consistent. I will always show up. And I always want to make sure that if I don't get something, I keep doing it until I get it.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that I would believe made me achieve was just continuously showing up. I think the other thing why I managed to get the role, or that made me succeed, was um, just being positive when it comes to the outcome of the interview. If I fail in that interview and you tell me um, you didn't do your best in this interview, and you tell me what I needed to do, I could focus on solving that problem.
Yeah.
And then the reason why I also succeeded was because most recruiters or hiring managers, they liked the fact that I could demonstrate that I can do the job, and all I needed was just the opportunity.
Yeah.
So those were some of the things that I kept leaning on. And eventually I was given a chance to do my job, just because I had a lot of reactions initially, and also just with the imposter syndrome, it made me not to be sure at one point. But just seeing myself get that role because of the work that I had put in, because of the directions that I had been given, and following the latter, and just seeing the outcome of my work made me happy. So
Yeah.
it was an
Yeah.
exciting moment.
Yeah.
I had to share with Edna, I had to
Yeah.
share with a few friends, and
Yeah.
also my family.
Yeah, yeah. So you finally found your role, but I love that you mentioned that not only were you utilizing me as someone to support you, but
Yes.
you also used other people within the community to speak with them, to collaborate with them, because sometimes you cannot do these things alone. You have to have a community behind you. You also leverage platforms like LinkedIn, where you reached out to recruiters, hiring managers, people at places that you wanted to work at. And even though sometimes it may feel intimidating and scary because you're like, I'm reaching out to someone, a stranger, those are the people who can connect you to your next opportunity. So you did just that. So how has life changed for you since stepping into the role of a project manager?
Yeah, so life has changed because I started my project manager role in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been a project manager since then to now.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say it was the best decision that I made for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at the journey of going through the transition itself,
Mm-hmm.
going through the journey of interviews, and finally getting the job, and then you are also not certain if you will make it, but then you get into the industry, or you get into
Mm-hmm.
the job, and
Mm-hmm.
everyone around you, including your manager, is proud of the job that you do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was really a motivation for me. And
Mm-hmm.
so I have been able to be in this role from that time to date,
Mm-hmm.
and all I look at is the foundation that I established for myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have continuously been able to, I recognize the fact that I have to continue learning. That is so
Mm-hmm.
huge for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so constantly, I'm always keeping up with project management changes. I'm always keeping up with the technology space, especially with the space in the space that I am in, to ensure that I'm really improving in terms of my technical skills and also improving in terms of my leadership skills in general. So, and hugely, especially for the project manager position, it's been communication skills. So,
Yeah.
and just understanding people and the culture as well. So that continuous learning has been huge for me throughout my career. And also just the value of building relationships.
Yeah.
This is something that I learned when I started, and I've continued to nurture this particular soft skill.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, when you get into an environment or you get to work with people, you realize that that is your second home. You realize that they can either make it or break it for you. And so for me, it's been about understanding who are these people that I'm working with as my team. What are some of the things that I need to do to ensure that I'm solving problems for them, I'm making them enjoy their work, and most importantly, I'm also delivering as a team member.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these are some of the things that have been vital for me on a day-to-day basis to be able to continue doing the job that I really love.
Yeah.
And I would say that also during this entire time and with the job that I do every day, I've also learned patience, and I've also just learned the value of being like disciplined, you know. With project manager role, everyone is looking at you. You are the face of the
Yes.
project, and so there is a lot when it comes to being at the top of your game, being able to understand the details of what you guys are doing, and being able to communicate that to leadership, to the team members, and every stakeholder that is looking at this project. And so for me, I've had to really understand how to do that. I've been able to continuously also lean on people who are more experienced than me by just joining different communities and attending some of those conferences and meetings to be able to tap into their knowledge as well and apply some of this into my day-to-day work.
Yeah, I love that you are still learning because you can't just settle. Things are changing out here. AI is here. So how can you leverage some of the AIs into your project management daily life? Cloud or I'm sorry, there's cloud, there's Google Cloud, there's AWS, all these SaaS products are out here that a lot of organizations are now tapping into. And as a PM, you're going to probably manage those kind, but you need to learn some of those things. So it's no longer just you get your role, you settle. You have to continuously learn. You have to continuously network. You have to continuously reach out to people at places that you want to work at. You can't just sit. So what are some of the biggest lessons you've learned so far?
So one of the biggest lessons that I've learned is that with project management,
Hmm?
there is never a perfect day.
Yeah.
Or with project management, not all projects succeed. Not all
Mhm.
projects will be completed without any issues.
Yeah.
These issues or challenges are part of day-to-day life
Mm-hmm.
in the life of a project manager or in the life cycle of a project.
Mm-hmm.
And so as a project manager, I am very mindful of ways of how to handle failure,
Mm-hmm.
ways of how to handle issues and challenges when they come, but
Mm-hmm.
most importantly, not waiting until those issues occur,
Mm-hmm.
but being able to troubleshoot them ahead of time or putting down structures in place
Mm-hmm.
before you get to that space. So anytime I'm in any environment or anytime I'm assigned a project, I'm
Mm-hmm.
always vigilant and mindful of the approaches that I'm going to take to be able to accommodate any changes that will happen
Mm-hmm.
even as we continue working on projects.
Yeah, yeah. It's a place where you have to be a self-starter. You
Yes.
cannot always wait for direction.
Right.
You have to be able to start something. You have to be able to recommend things as well because they're looking to you. So,
Yeah.
because some people are like, okay, are they going to tell me everything? No, you
Right.
have to, especially in this part of the world, maybe in other parts of the world, but in this part of the world, you have to be a self-starter. You have to be self-organizing and empower your team to be self-organizing as well, because again, you can just like, wait for them. All right. So
Right.
what advice would you give to any aspiring project managers who want to break into project management?
So I would number one just say that one of the things that one need to be, I would recommend, or my advice would be to be the best version of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
to get into the career, because for sure there are a lot of opportunities and a lot of project manager roles that are still being filled out. So
Mm-hmm.
there is no crisis when it comes to this role.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of projects are always coming up every day, and
Mm-hmm.
so there is need for project managers to continue supporting different teams in different organizations.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is that even as you look into project manager role, especially if you are not in that position currently, it's important for you to realize that there is a lot that is ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
And so before you get enticed or attracted to the project manager position, I would encourage you to take a deeper dive at
Mm-hmm.
understanding the basics of this role,
Mm-hmm.
understanding what it means to be a project manager.
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
it can be as easy as looking for someone within your network
Mm-hmm.
and calling them and asking them, can you please explain to me
Mm-hmm.
what you do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you may not just talk to one project manager, you have to explore other project managers as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we are working in different industries, different spaces. And so you may hear from me my day to day life
Mm-hmm.
as a project manager, and Anna will tell you the same, but you will realize there is a lot of difference and
Yeah.
there is a lot of similarities.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I would recommend understanding the basics of project manager role before you get in first.
Mm-hmm.
If you do that, then you will know exactly what you need to do so
Mm-hmm.
that you become a great project manager. There
Yeah.
are a lot of soft skills that people already have,
Mm-hmm.
but the struggle we do have, especially for immigrants or people who are just coming into a new country, is how do I package myself?
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
talk to the people who are already walking that shoe
Mm-hmm.
to understand how to do that, as opposed to talking to people who are not in that space. You can
Yeah.
still do that, but I would highly recommend reaching out to someone who is already doing it, or someone who is pretty much familiar with what's going on in that industry.
No, you are right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then my other recommendation, or what I would advise the younger me, is
Mm-hmm.
to do a lot of self work.
Yes.
Even though I may be good at communication, even
Mm-hmm.
though I may be good at managing stakeholders,
Mm-hmm.
I need to go back to the books. I need to
Mm-hmm.
go back to understand, what does P- APMI say I
Yeah.
need to do
Mm-hmm.
to manage stakeholders?
Yeah.
What does IT space,
Mm-hmm.
if you're into IT space or health space,
Mm-hmm.
what does that look like?
Mm-hmm.
Just because my assumption would be, if I get into when I'm assigned a team, all I need to do is to come and do one, two, three. It may
Mm-hmm.
not be the same as if you go into this industry.
Yeah.
So that preliminary work is more, or is the best you can do for yourself to prepare before you even get started with the interviews.
Yeah.
So that is what I can recommend, or that's my advice to someone who is looking into project manager role, and then you also need to know your strengths as well. And with the strengths that you have, capitalize on that and make that be your anchor in pushing you to execute what you really need to do. Like
Yeah.
for project manager roles, some people are very good in communication, in soft skills, and some people they are just good in technical skills. So someone
Yeah.
may be coming into project manager role and they are already a technical person in project management
Yeah.
environment. And so you need to really anchor yourself in that which you are good at and then work your way up. And it will be much easier that way. And if you're coming in, you've never had a project manager role or you've never been into project management, and all you know is certain skill set that would still help you get there, then focus on those.
Yeah, yeah, that's good advice. That's really, really good advice. Thank you, Edna.
Yes.
So you came to the United States. Within 9 weeks, you landed and got your first six-figure project manager role. A lot has changed for you, even, financially. And do you want to just share a little bit about that? I know you shared a little bit of good news with you the other day. Yeah.
So I happen to have really made some progress in
Yeah.
my life as a result of this role.
hmm
And one of the things that I did for myself is to buy for me a house.
Yes,
I
congratulations.
Yeah, I was able to buy for me a house, and
hmm
it's been a good experience so
Yeah.
far. So
hmm
I love my house, and I'm really glad that I made the decision.
hmm
And on top of that, I've also been able to come up with a program which is
hmm
more of like a volunteer program
hmm
on the side, and this is based in Africa, in
hmm
Kenya.
hmm
I'm trying to give back to my community, and so
hmm
right now I'm supporting about 6 kids
hmm
in my community
hmm
to get the education that they need.
Oh.
So these are just two of those achievements that I'm glad I have gotten to achieve just because of the position or this project manager role that
Yes.
I have. And yeah, been an amazing journey.
That's really nice and very, very kind of you to take on, people also to empower them to get that education. What's next for you in your career?
So right now I am still trying to expand my project management expertise,
Yes.
and I also want to get into specific industry, which is still in IT, but I'm looking into cybersecurity right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I've started taking some certifications. I'm also part of a few communities that are and leaning on a few people to help me understand how to
Mm-hmm.
get there.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, my road to this career path would help me be able to get to a space where I'm not only a project manager, but I can also integrate with
Yes.
another skill set that would really help me in terms of working with people to solve problems, to
Mm-hmm.
troubleshoot some of these issues or problems before they occur. Because for me, I show up every day, which is one of the strengths I have. I
Mm-hmm.
usually show up every day with an intention of doing my best.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I also show up every day with a goal of it doesn't really matter how someone else will look at it,
Mm-hmm.
but today I want to make my day great.
Yes.
So every day when I wake up, that's always my goal.
Mm-hmm.
I show up, I give my best, and I let the rest sit.
Yeah.
And so, with this drive, I'm hoping that I can continue to learn the ropes and the new changes that are happening in the project management space, in the industry that I'm working in, and where I'm headed, to be able to be great at my work, to be able to help people around me
Mm-hmm.
feel much better on a day-to-day basis as they do their job,
Mm-hmm.
and to be a great human being in general.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
amazing. And I know we could go on and talk because the other day we talked and talked and talked, and I
right.
know we can go on and on and on. But
Yeah.
as we wrap up, how can everyone find you? Or if they want to connect with you, how can they find you?
So I'm available on LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
and my name's it's just Edna Otieno.
Mm-hmm.
The name is what you will find me with on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really a social media person in any other place, so
Mm-hmm.
that's the only place where we can connect. I'm still
Mm-hmm.
of Anna's community as well,
Mm-hmm.
so I usually come in and out occasionally, just to be acquainted with what's going on in the
Yeah.
community as well, and
Mm-hmm.
just to get to know one or two people as I
Mm-hmm.
continue
Mm-hmm.
to support in that particular space. So I can be reached there too. So that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Any final words?
So for me, just to, of course, appreciate Anna. Every day I talk about Anna
Mm-hmm.
in the different spaces that I've come to expand in, and it's been an honor to
Mm-hmm.
work with Anna for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I connected with Anna first time. I didn't want to know more about the services she's offering just because of the first 10 minutes of hello, how are you doing, and all that. I got attracted to her personality. I felt very comfortable and confident, just trusting this person to walk with me in this journey.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is something that she came to prove that I wasn't wrong at all, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm really appreciative of you and the work that you do,
Mm-hmm.
the community in general, the benefits of just being a member of sisterhood,
Mm-hmm.
and just people who are like-minded, who have the same vision. So I really appreciate the women in the community too.
Yeah.
And also, my suggestion to everyone who is looking to make a change in their life, whether it is in project management or life in general, it's a reminder that it never gets, it will come to pass. It will
Mm-hmm.
come to pass. It may look like it's a very complicated situation. It
Mm-hmm.
may look like it's not doable. You may end up having like imposter syndrome the way I did,
Mm-hmm.
but remind yourself that at the end of the day, this will come to pass. And the
Yeah.
only thing that you can do for yourself at that time is to focus on the positivity and
Mm-hmm.
give yourself grace,
Mm-hmm.
give yourself the opportunity to feel the way you feel, but at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, tell yourself that I have to get out of this position because
Mm-hmm.
I'm still being weighted on the other side.
Yes. Yeah.
So you can only do that when you recognize that, okay, this is what's going on
Mm-hmm.
and I need to fix it. This is
Mm-hmm.
what's going on and these are the things I need to do for me to transition to the other side.
Yeah.
So lean more on your support system, lean more on people who are doing it
Mm-hmm.
than other than people who are not doing it. And
Mm-hmm.
it will come to pass and you will
Yeah.
succeed. And I wish you guys the best.
No, you are right. It's a temporary situation, but
Yes.
also in this temporary situation, you have to put in the work. As you said, you have to lean into people. You have to do the work, study, connect, network, collaborate, tons of things that also are in your space. And you also said, give yourself grace because sometimes some people will feel defeated and they're like, okay, why is Edna getting a role? Why is Anna getting a role? Why am I just waiting? But it's a temporary situation and your time is coming. This
Yeah,
has been
and you need
go ahead, go
to
ahead.
work. Yeah,
Mhm.
you also need to put in the work. I think that hard work, we put in the work for sure, but you just have to keep on doing it. Keep pushing yourself to a level where you feel exhausted. That
Yeah.
is, and it's part of the process to fail. That's another thing I forgot to say.
Mhm.
We need to realize that failing is part of us succeeding.
It's
If
normal.
we don't fail, then we will never succeed. You
Mhm.
have to keep on failing multiple
Mhm.
times, but you also have to learn from that failure
Yeah.
and utilize what you learned from that failure to be able to improve in your next
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
So failing is part of this thing. There is
Yeah.
no any other way for us to succeed if we don't fail.
Yeah.
So embracing failure, I think, is a huge part of life. Sometimes we are so skeptical and scared of it, but we need to realize that is where we miss out on opportunities when we settle on failure. So just improve. We need to improve on embracing failure and taking the tools we need to be able to get out of that.
Yeah, you are right. Embracing failure is very important because we learn from it. Even in projects, at the end of projects, we always do lessons learned, like what went well, what did not go well, and what can we do better. And that also can reflect also on our project management journey, whatever journey you're in. What am I not doing right? Fill out that gap and start doing it, right? So this has been an amazing conversation, Edna. I know we could go on and on and on, but if you want to connect with Edna, please reach out to her on LinkedIn. She is Edna Otieno. I'll also put her LinkedIn link on the show notes for anyone who wants to connect with her, ask her any questions regarding her journey into project management and how she landed her role within 9 weeks of coming into the United States. Please connect with her. But today, I just want to say thank you, Edna. Thank you so much for sharing your journey. I truly appreciate it. We will see you soon.
Thank you. I really appreciate your time, Anna.
Thanks.